is the No Prisoners podcast. We're Bucks County's #1 investigative journalists currently attacking all journalism. So pretty soon we're going to be the #1 journalists in all of Bucks County. It's tough competition out there, but they're dropping like flies against us. We're getting to the bottom of things. And we have this beautiful venue here, 86 West Restaurant and Bar in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. They have a private dining room, what will we call it? Atmosphere.
Yeah, man, it's a vibe.
Attached to the main restaurant. We have private events going down here. We host a private event here the last Wednesday of every month,
Hell yeah.
which kicks ass. Things. We got a private bar, these beautiful booze, dining room, private bathrooms. If you've got a corporate event, maybe you just want to throw a party, maybe you're just a party animal, this is the place for you.
Great food too. Great food, great drinks.
Yeah.
Bartenders.
Good sushi.
Good sushi too.
Yeah, they literally have it all.
They got
Sushi,
it all.
steak. They have burgers. Gilmar, no, you're laughing, but the burgers here
They're
slap.
Kobe burgers.
I didn't
Kobe
know they
bur-
had burgers.
Oh,
I just
so
had
good.
the sushi here. That's it.
See, people don't know.
They got some good
People
stuff.
don't know. The menu here is top notch. This is probably one of, if not the best venue combined with food and service in all of Bucks County, possibly Pennsylvania. I'm not, like, I like to joke around. I'm not joking around. I'm so excited to be here with our special guest tonight, Lonnie. Let's
soaking it in.
go.
Let's go.
So Lonnie is our special guest here tonight for, I don't know, we're like episode 173.
Damn.
Yeah. So we had to prepare for tonight
Yeah,
172
that's
times
Okay.
because I'm expecting a lot from you.
Oh.
But before we get started down any sort of rabbit holes, like, we got to talk about what it is you do. What are you about?
Whew. How much time we got? So the #1 thing I am foremost is a mother.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have 2 kids, and I am a wife.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
so she's off the market.
I'm off the market.
Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, that is my number. I'm also a business owner.
Okay.
LonElli's Closet.
Oh.
A boutique.
Oh.
Boutique.
Yeah. Wait, where's the harp at? There we go. Look at that.
Yeah. Of course, it's the pink button.
It's a pink button.
Awesome clothes, women clothing from all over the world. I carry sizes from 0 to 22. I'm also a property owner.
Oh.
Ooh.
Look at that. Yeah. Shout out. Shout out on the property.
Damn, dude. Did you play Monopoly as a kid?
Now I hate that game.
Low key, I'm not a fan either.
Yeah,
Shit. Abort.
Yeah, Bart.
yeah, I hate that game.
We meant trouble.
Yeah, so I'm busy. I'm very busy. But right now my focus is the boutique because it's brand new and we've been open for 8 months.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and so we're just building it up and grinding right now, trying to expose as much as I can. And yeah, that's what's going on right now. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, since I'm not a fashionista.
Dude, you look good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
You stepped it up.
I don't know much about boutique fashion though. Right? So what does it mean to be a boutique?
Well, for me, what it means for a boutique, unique pieces.
Okay, so if you go into your store and I'm looking for that hitter dress, you know?
Yep.
There's a chance that nobody else is going to have that dress,
Yep.
right? Is that how you're setting
Yep.
up?
That's how I set
Okay,
up.
yeah, because, I mean, that's how Gilmar and I roll. We do our own thing over here in Fashion Land. But that's, I think, being one of a kind
Yep.
is really important when you're trying to look good. Like, you don't want to show up to the party and have that girl over there wearing the same dress as you.
Nope.
And
not
with
at
men,
all.
it's, shoes and things like that. We try our best, but it's hard to keep up with the ladies.
Yes. I mean, that's what my whole boutique is all about, is being different,
Okay.
finding unique pieces and color. You know, I always tell people that you don't always have to wear just those neutral colors. Embrace bright colors. And so when you go in there, all you see is a rainbow.
All right.
That's fun.
Yeah, and yeah, I was always into fashion. Even before I got into like opening up a store, I was always, God, I can't even remember, like little, I was like looking at pictures growing up. There was like, I was wearing like a red vest with a polka dot, like red polka dot skirt. And it was just.
So is it safe to say you're a trendsetter?
Yes. But I make my own trend.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
I make my own. So my friends always say like, oh, let's Lonnie it out. So that means like, let's dress it up. Let's put a little Lonnie in them. I think everybody. So when my clients come in my store, I always tell them that you have a Lonnie in there somewhere. I'm going to find them and get them out and make you feel amazing.
I wish we had like a tiger sound.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring the Lonnie out.
Yeah, we got
All right.
I like to bring a different side out of people. Something to let them know that you look amazing. I want people to feel amazing when they leave my store. I offer champagne while they're shopping there.
Ooh.
So shop, drink and shop, and and then it makes people want to buy more after they're feeling good about it.
That's true.
But yeah,
That's a tactic there.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't.
a good tactic, yeah.
They only do the champagne at the most fine establishments. Where is your store?
it's in New Britain,
Ooh.
right across from Del Valle College.
Oh, that's right down the street from
Yep,
Doylestown.
right down the street. Yes.
So you could pretty much come here, get a Kobe burger, and then go feel good about yourself.
Yep.
What hours? Like what kind of time frame do you keep?
So it's the summertime. So we are closed on Mondays because nobody's shopping on Mondays.
Yeah.
But we are open from Tuesday to Sunday for right now.
Yeah, so Chinese shop hours, right? Did you ever try and get Chinese food on a Monday, and you're like,
Oh, they're all
and
closed.
every Chinese restaurant is closed in the entire country.
Oh, yep. And so it's like the nail places too are always closed on
Oh,
Monday too.
Damn.
Not the nail places.
But it's this is summer hours right now because everybody's away. So having fun on vacation somewhere.
So you're Tuesday through Sunday, and what time do you open at?
11.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do keep business hours then.
I do.
So
Yep.
even though your boutique sounds very exclusive, it sounds like you're very available.
I am. I mean, I'm a new business, so I have to be available for the women to come in, or men to come in and like see the store. I mean, I can't just be open on selective days because then, I can't expose myself. So I want everybody to come in, see it, and embrace it.
Do you have men's fashion as well?
Hats. I have hats.
Ooh, I've been talking about getting a hat.
I have hats.
Go get yourself a hat.
Like
I
one
have-
of one of those, brim guys.
Yep.
Okay.
What is that? What hat?
Fedora.
I don't know if I'm rocking a fedora.
What do you
Maybe-
mean the brim hat?
Like, what's the one that
The full brim ones?
The dude that played for the Seattle Seahawks used to
Oh,
rock.
Cam Newton? Oh, yeah, those are hot.
Yeah.
I
Which
forgot
one
what
is
they're called.
that? You got to get a picture. Let me see. Let me see.
yeah.
Cam Newton.
They're like, I don't think they're not Stetson hats, but
It's not a Stetson. It's not a
not-
bolo.
it's
It's a
not- I know exactly what you mean.
bowler,
I
whatever.
follow this guy on Instagram and he wears them all the time and he looks sick as shit.
yeah. Like I'm starting to come into I was gonna say come into my own as a man at 35 years old. I feel like nobody's gonna say shit to me if I've got a nice hat on. I feel like I pull it off now.
I
Yeah.
feel like a man that
Yeah, that's it right there.
this is it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sporting something like that.
Okay, yeah, the wide brim hats. I have like a whole bunch of those hats.
Ooh. You get a little feather in there.
Yo.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch. I have hats personally, a whole bunch. I have like 10.
Okay.
And the hats that I have in my store and the hats that I collect, they're all made in New York because I lived in New York before I came here,
All right.
and they're all made in Brooklyn.
Are you a New Yorker, or are you just like you lived in New York?
I lived in New York for like 10 years.
Okay. Where were you from before that?
The
You're from the
Poconos.
Poconos?
This is the first time I've ever heard that.
Oh my God! Nobody has
insane.
ever came on the show and
Yeah.
been from the Poconos.
That's hard. What's
Yeah, so you-
Pocono life?
Dude.
Right.
Obviously, she ran away from the
I
Poconos.
did.
Yeah.
As soon as I turned 18, I'm like, I'm out. Not be here anymore. Yeah.
Do you ski?
I snowboard.
All right.
Oh, that's hard.
Damn.
No,
pretty cool.
It's so easy.
No, I mean like that's hard. Like that's cool.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah. We're good. We'll get Trenton translate.
My bad. That's nice.
I feel
No, I'm
like
kidding.
snowboard is like way easier than skiing, like just balance wise.
I mean, I guess it's to each his own.
Yeah.
I think there's difficulties about both things. I think snowboarding is harder because in the beginning you're just starting on your ass, falling on your ass.
Yes,
Where
very
skiing is like you kind of
true.
fall to the side.
Yeah.
Very
So
true.
I don't know. But what? So you evaded the Poconos,
I did.
and what like were you always into fashion? Were you just fashionable? Like take us down. Like what happened that led you into the fashion world?
I was always into fashion. I just like always wanted to try different things. I always had different hairstyles. Like everybody knows, like you just never know what kind of hair I'm going to be coming in the next day. And next day I might be wearing blonde. Next day I just want it different, you know, especially how I feel. I always tell people, I always know how people feel by what they're wearing. Like,
So how do I feel right now? Read me.
I mean, like you're just like real chill, laid back.
All right,
and,
cool.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was angry as shit before the podcast. But I guess I'm chill now. Like once
Yeah.
you walked in, I had to like, bring it down.
Yeah. So, you know, I always was into it.
It's just
I was an athlete too. I played basketball for a while.
Oh,
played
shit.
field hockey. So, you know, I was a tomboy for a while, but I was a fashionable tomboy.
Yeah,
You know?
those field hockey chicks are tough, dude. You don't fight with them.
Oh no, man.
Oh God, no.
They'll break
You
your
know, just-
nose.
No,
Yeah,
we
just-
would. Yeah.
Yeah, any sport like that where you're just like smacking balls at each other's faces like that.
Yeah.
you just gotta
have
watch
to be
out for those
tough.
kinds of
and
people.
I was on defense. I was a sweeper. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Did you ever just like body another girl?
Of course. God, every chance I got. Like
Yeah.
somebody I didn't like, I was like, oh, I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Just like full sprint and look the other way. Like,
Yeah.
Be real petty about it.
Yep. Yep. It was the best time to get revenge.
Yeah, somebody's gonna see this podcast and be like, "There she is! I found her."
Yeah.
They're gonna come into one of our events on July 26th or the 30th of August and just start swinging the club. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's
Well, they're in the-
Lonnie's nemesis."
They're in the Poconos, so I don't even think they would find me. Like,
I don't know.
probably.
We're
Who
only
knows?
big deal in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no interest in becoming investigative journalists or journalists in the Poconos.
Yeah, what
God,
goes on in the
no.
Poconos?
Oh.
Deer.
Find a moose,
There's no moose
There's
in the
no
Poconos,
moose?
bro.
Nothing.
a bear. What? The
Absolutely nothing. Although I do go to the Poconos on the weekends because we have a lake house up there, so we go up there. But it's not like in like the middle of the Poconos. It's up at like in the lake area,
What lake are you swimming at?
Lake Wallenpack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, we own some land there. Been talking about building on it for like since I've had it for the last 5 years.
We got to build a barndominium on there.
The problem is that like the neighborhood that the land is technically in is anti short-term rentals. So you have to like live at that. Like there's no one. If I'm building a house up there, I want to rent it
Oh
out.
Yeah, I'm
gosh,
not
bullshit.
So our house is like in a community, and we just had a huge meeting about they don't want people to do Airbnb there.
Well, Airbnb's tanking anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to rent to the people. Do you think I'd be okay if I just rented to my friends?
I don't know. My crowd is the crew of them. The neighbors in there, they are rough.
Are they just like old people cruising around
They
in golf
are.
carts?
They are.
I ain't golf.
I don't know. Some of them are younger, and they're just like, oh God, I
We
hate
don't
those
want
new-
them.
We don't want no new people here. Like, it's just really. So yeah, we had to do like a whole vote of like not wanting it, and I don't even know what the turnout was because I didn't.
I swear to
go.
God, if you, I don't want you to tell me what the name of the community is, but if it's the same community, that you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna show up to the vote next time. Start bribing people.
Yeah.
Investigate.
Slide $5.
Yeah, do some journalism.
Smiley face.
Yeah, here's a Lincoln.
Here's a Lincoln.
Yeah.
You like McDonald's? Here you go.
So 8 months ago, you opened,
Mm-hmm.
but how long were you preparing to open? Is this kind of a lifelong dream of yours?
Oh,
Have you had a store before?
Gosh, no. So, February of 2022, I was laying in the bed with my husband, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna open up a boutique. And he's like, what? I'm like,
Huh?
I'm gonna open up a store. He's like, that's like the best thing I've ever heard you say. He's
Okay.
like, I support you, do it. And I'm like, okay. So I Like,
Were you just looking to, let your creative outlet out? It was just
Yep.
time to go into business?
It was time to go into business. One of the reasons why I opened it, because like, when I would shop here in Doylestown, they didn't have my size, and I was like, why don't they like have sizes for curvier women? And, I don't like shopping in malls. I hate malls. So I was
Is
like,
there a mall is there
not
a mall anymore?
I know, it's horrible. Have you been in there?
What mall?
Montgomery Mall.
I don't think I've ever been in that mall ever.
God, it's hard. It's not a mall anymore. I don't even know what it is. It's just a whole space of empty.
That's sad.
Maybe we should, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up on Montgomery Mall.
We just roll up
Yeah.
with all of our journalists.
Yeah.
Yep, you should. And so I was like, I want to open up my own store and like bring New York here. So, and I was tired of shopping, going to New York to go shopping, because that's like almost a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So,
And you can't take the train. That's for the birds.
Oh, train.
Lugging all those bags back, all that fashion on the train. That's not for me.
No, thank you. So I just looked for space, found the space, hired an interior designer, told her what my ideas. She put it together. We both put it together, and the bomb.
Yeah, and then it just
yeah.
happened like
It
that.
just happened, and I opened up in November. So with me, when I put my mind to it, it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like that bullshit type of person that just like procrastinate. If I like have my mind focused on that and that's what I want, I get it. And,
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, that's literally how it works.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize we two fellow business owners over here, and we're journalists. But
My bad. Yeah, we're journalists.
we're
yeah.
just
We're
dead serious, man.
Yeah,
I've been reading the Inquirer's articles, and they need to level up.
You're right.
But anyway, just sometimes people will inquire, as like, why'd you do that, or what made you do this, and you just get a vibe, and then if you trust in yourself, and it takes some time in the beginning to learn that skill.
Yep.
But once you have an idea, you put it together, you make it happen. Because
Yep.
if you're sitting still as a business owner, you're getting ready to go out of business.
Yep.
And so it is really cool that you just, one night decided to open a store, and then 8 months later, I guess there was a store.
Yeah.
Is that
Pretty
how long
much.
it took, or did I mess that up?
8 months.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and people, every time I tell them, they're like, this was 8 months. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
It takes a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it does help to have a husband in construction.
All right.
That's,
A
nice.
builder.
Yeah. Yep.
What's he doing? What kind of stuff is he building?
Outdoor, he does like stucco remediation and all that. It's
Okay.
pretty big right now.
Yeah, it's been a big business, and it will continue to be a big business as long as people are
Buying
putting
houses.
stucco on their
Their other houses. Thank you, Toll Brothers.
yeah, fashioned by Toll Brothers over here. That's good to hear. That's you guys took like one opportunity that obviously worked for you, and you're making it work again.
Yep.
So has the store like, you've had ups and downs and everything, but overall, like, things are good?
It's good. I mean, I always like I have to always remind myself, you only been open for 8 months. You only been open for 8 months. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, why am I not having more people come in here? I'm always hard on myself, but I'm trying to be a millionaire. So, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to do this. I need to do that. Like Jackie talks to her, I'm like texting her at like 1 o'clock in the morning. We need to do this. Da, 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 da. And she's replying back to me. My mind is
That lady never sleeps.
always, that's why we're made for each other, because I don't sleep, because my mind is always going with new ideas or what I can do to be more exposed. Like, and then, I'm juggling the other things that I do, like mom, property owner and all that stuff, and my tenants that are driving me crazy. So it's like I'm juggling, but this is my business. So I'm just hungry for success. So I'm just always trying to figure out a way to get more people in my store.
Okay, so you're obviously catering. I don't know much about ladies, clothing sizes, but 0 to 22 sounds like all of the ladies.
Yes.
Is that right?
It is. All of them. Because, anybody 10 and under, size 10 and under, they can shop anywhere. But I feel like when you go above size 14, then it starts like
The options. You
It's
can't
going
shop at the
down.
Gap anymore.
no. And it's like the sizes are not accurate also, you know, so I have clients that come in and try on a size 18 and it's too small. And they're like, I'm a size 18. I'm like, you are a size 18. They're not making it. It's like fake advertisement.
Well, I think it's kind of weird to think that 0 to 22 covers everyone. There's so many different, you know, not all the bodies are the same.
Nope.
It's kind of ridiculous. Men, we're just allowed to rock T-shirts and jeans. So we have it easy. But I think if we started having to wear like wild clothing and like stand out, we'd probably have problems. Right?
Yeah.
I know Gilmar literally is a fashionista. He owns a clothing brand.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. What brand?
It's Town Clothing. Much like you, I'm also new in business. I started up in December.
But you've been thinking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I've been
mentally in business for a while.
Working on it for well over a year.
Yeah.
And then finally one day I couldn't go to bed. I was excited about the idea and I was like, I got to do it. You know?
Yeah, it's like that excitement and just like purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when Gilmar was putting together, what is it, mock-up? Is that what you call it? He was like taking stuff apart, putting it back together, sending it back. Coming back, he's like, no, I don't like it. Taking it apart, cutting it, making it exactly. It's not, he didn't just, like, I just like print stuff on stuff that somebody else makes. Like Gilmar is literally making
Designing
the design.
Your own.
Yeah. Making cuts.
And that's another level.
It's a whole,
it's
like
tough.
another, like I'm learning all that. I have a seamstress who's my manager right now in my store. She's Mildred.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, and she's teaching me all that because we are on the venture of designing my own clothing line.
Wow.
Okay.
Because
Is this the Mildred?
Yes.
The donut lady? Is that what her first business was?
Yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
Shout out Mildred.
Hey, Mildred. That's my girl.
And I meant donut lady respectfully because you probably made bank on donuts. So. That business is no joke.
Yeah, speaking of donuts, have you tried Curiosity Donuts yet?
I saw the sign for Curiosity Donuts literally today on York Road. They have a question mark in there. And
That's
I mean, I don't.
had.
So that's a good thing because I was kind of like, they have a question mark as a logo. Do I want to get them? Like, what's the question here?
Yeah.
Curiosity Donuts. Are they just making creative donuts? What's the thing?
It's like all different types of flavors. Jackie bought me like 40 donuts one time to the store. She's like, here, I know you're having a bad day. Here. And I'm like, why would you do this to me? But I was eating them and they were so good.
Yeah, we'll have to swing past there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Well,
donut day.
Peddler's Village or something?
No, it's down the
Furlong.
street.
Furlong.
Furlong.
Swamp,
Okay.
where that Rita's is.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's go. I'm down.
Yeah, shout out Curiosity
Shout out
Donuts.
Curious Donuts.
We'll be investigating soon.
Yeah, we'll be in
Yes.
touch. Curiosity Donuts. I'm curious.
Yeah, we're curious and we investigate, so we'll figure it out.
You're gonna be addicted. I'm telling you.
Heard that.
Wait, so sorry. You said
Hit
you
it.
were looking to design your own.
Yes. Yep. So it's happening because like you were saying, everybody has a different shaped body. So some women hips are wider than other women, and some are straight hip, like straight. They're like just straight down. And so I just want to make clothing for all bodies and something that's very spunky, fashionable. Because when you start going past the size 14, the fashion just goes down and it's so basic. Unless you're like one of those big name designers and you can get those custom made clothing because you can afford it. Here I am saying I'm making affordable, fashionable statement pieces just for you. And
So will there be like one-off pieces then, or will you kind of try and mass produce?
I'm going to start little because you don't want to like just do big and then get yourself in debt. So I'm going to start little to see how it goes. And then I'm going to start just building and building and building. But the first one is just to see where we go. And we're just going to do little by little. And yeah, it's like another project. I don't want to like rush in it. So we're just right away because it's,
You still have a lot going on. You're
I
only
have
8 months
a
in
lot
business. So
going
You have a
on.
lot,
Yeah, but I'm just so over these designers. I'm I'm like, the size are just not accurate, and I'm just like, oh God, I just want to make my own clothing.
it makes a lot of sense. My wife is petite the word? Petite. She's small.
Yeah,
but
But
yeah,
she's got
petite.
she's got a dunk, you know what
Oh,
I'm saying? She's
exactly.
got junk in the trunk. So
if you
sometimes it's
have
like
a small waist, and then like
watching it get put away in some jeans is kind of hilarious.
Oh, does she do the jump?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
the jump. Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of built like that, so you probably understand a little bit.
Yeah, dude, way to put me on blast like that.
My bad.
Yeah, I
Andrew's
got to
big,
dunk.
Andrew, you got a dunk.
I got to
He
dunk.
does.
I got to
Andrew's
dunk a
thick.
dunk. I float. So I got some quads. So there's only like right now my pants, they fit good right here, but I could fit like a bazooka in the side of my pants right here. You got to wear a belt. I don't care because I can just rock a t-shirt and just like, whatever.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But I get it when I get it.
Yeah.
The struggle's real for all here.
The struggle is so real. So I am here for all sizes, the big girls, little girls, all that. I'm here for them, and just be ready. That's
So
all.
when people come to your store, it's a very personal experience because
yeah.
you're, be like, this do you kind of like say, hey, like this will look good on you, and people go, I don't know, and you're like, try it on.
Yep.
So you're like the wand person
I
in
am.
Harry Potter.
I am the fairy godmother.
Oh.
I am.
Okay.
I am the fairy godmother that makes you feel like Cinderella. And I have a magic mirror. When you look in there, whatever one of my pieces you have on, you feel like a princess. You look amazing. So,
Ooh, yeah, she's like Kate Gilmore hit the button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt right.
yeah. So, yeah. That's what I want my clients when they come in there. I want them to, when they leave, I want them to feel like amazing.
That's
So
really
I
cool.
make every woman that walks in there, I try to make them feel like a celebrity.
Wow, that's cool.
So that's why I offer the champagne. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, you want a glass of champagne? Really? You think I can? It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, so? Like,
One's not gonna hurt.
yeah. They're like, okay.
You're in
yeah.
Lonnie's closet right now. We do what we want here. We make our own rules. And close soon.
And close soon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I try to give women, I want them to have confidence in them. I want to empower them and want them to feel sexy and comfortable in their clothing. So I try to find them. It's kind of like therapy when they come in there, but like a good therapy.
Yeah.
Can you kind of like identify someone that really needs you when they come in?
Oh, yes.
You're like, girl, you need me.
Yep. Right away. And it's like, it's just a feeling because you do have customers that come in there that's like, don't bother me, bitch. And then you have the ones that are just like lost and they're like in awe. Like every customer that comes in there, they're in awe first because they're so surprised how bright it is in there. And then the smell. So when you walk in there, I have a scent that I always change them up, but it smells amazing every time you walk in there. And that was like one of my major things when I opened up my store. I was like, I want a scent. So when people leave, they remember that. Like LonElli's Closet. Oh my God, it smells so amazing. Because when I would go stay in New York in a hotel or something, when I would go back and visit, I used to stay at this hotel because of the smell. It smelled amazing. So, and I remember that. So I want them to like, so when you walk in there, whenever you guys come and visit, it's going to be like, it smells amazing. And then you're going to be hypnotized by all the color and yeah. So it's like you kind of like get like dazed and like bought in like as soon as you walk in there. And I always know
That's another level of marketing.
Yeah, man.
When you bring all the, like restaurants do it inadvertently because they're cooking food. But if you can tap into all five senses, it's way easier to sell product.
yep,
So that's really,
put a lot of thought in this.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned the smell because I've been to places where I smell certain scents and then I ask the people out front like, why does it smell like that? And they tell me, I'm like, oh, that's fucking sick. There's this, my friend lives in a building in Philly and they have, do you know what Le Labo is?
No.
So it's this fragrance company. They have one in New York. I don't know if they're based out of New York, but they're pretty big in Europe and now they have one in New York and they might have one in Philly. But when I walked into her building, it smelled so fucking good. I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's Le Labo. I'm like, what? And I looked them up and they make fragrances for men. So just from that, I ended up buying a little Le Labo thing. I don't have it on right now.
I was trying to experience.
Well, what I do, I put a diffuser attached to my HVAC.
Oh,
I knew it.
I knew it.
I was like, there's some sorcery going on here with the
Yeah.
scents.
So the air, like the scent is like coming out.
You have no choice but to get the full experience.
Yeah.
Don't don't go stealing that idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be going to like the Tux place and just be smelling like just some bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying, like you're forcing cheeseburgers through the Sense or something, just making people hungry. You're like, oh, we messed up. Everybody's leaving to go to 86 West. Get the Kobe burger.
Get the Kobe burger. Yeah.
That would trick me into coming over.
That would. Yeah. If it smelled like a Kobe burger. Yeah. For sure.
For sure. It's like it's like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Just float over to the side.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys just like burgers?
Nah. You know,
You guys are talking about burgers a lot.
yeah, we have a contract to promote the burger.
No,
We got to sell 1,000 burgers by next Saturday.
You guys are really going hard without the burgers over there.
Yo, don't call out my marketing.
Fucking stop, dude.
Yeah. Tom calls us up and he's like, yeah, we sold out of burgers.
Like,
God damn, dude. Crushed it.
yeah, fucking wire that shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, we're men of many.
Oh, yeah, we eat all the food.
Yeah, we
it
eat
doesn't
everything,
matter.
dude.
I actually, oddly enough, I was thinking about posting a survey to see like what people eat. Like, what is the most popular food in Bucks County? Is it Indian, Chinese, burgers? You know what I'm saying? Pizza. Like, what is the top food? So, like, what are you eating?
Well, honestly, I think the best food I had so far was the Service Twins food.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
I just had a big event. It was like all white party.
Shout out to Service
Oh,
Events.
shut up.
At there, and I had it at my house. I had like 38 guests, and they are amazing. They cooked outside of my house with these grills, and every single person said the food was like amazing, and it was amazing, and they were just so nice, and it was so nice that it was their whole family. And
Yeah, we were talking to. Was it yesterday we were talking to Steve, or was that today?
Yesterday.
All right, so yesterday we were talking to Steve, and you know they're always trying to level up, which is cool. There are cool guys like that. But we were talking about marketing with Steve, and you know things they could do, emails and stuff. And I'm like, do people only buy your product for very few reasons? It's to feel like a baller, and then eat like a baller too.
I
Like
guess
the food,
so.
their food is another level. So like some people have to, that are, I'd say, closeted eaters. You got to give them a chance, because
Oh God.
we eat a lot of food. Gilmar used to be a chef. I just eat everything. So it's very easy for me to like have them over and just whatever they put in front of me is getting, I'm not even going to ask. Like, I'm eating it. But I love experiencing picky eaters, experiencing them, because you know, they come in real cautiously. Next thing you know, they're like, what is this? And you get that full on experience. It goes back to the scent.
Yep. It's really great. So that's so far. I feel, I don't really have a favorite restaurant. I'm very picky with food. I mean, I lived in New York, so I come New
So
York
you're not
to
picky,
here.
you got standards.
I do. I feel like sometimes restaurants accommodate to their neighbors and flavors in the area.
What do you mean? Like all the restaurants are the same?
It's, if you live in an area that's predominantly Hispanic, you're going to get some flavored food in those restaurants in those areas. And then when you're in this area, the food's not going to be as flavorful as a Hispanic neighborhood. So I think that's like when you go towards more Philly, you're going to get really good food, but it's just like, so it's really hard to find food that's authentic and won't change because of like the area where you live.
That's fair.
So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's hard. As a restaurant owner, it's a risk to bring in someone from outside of the community, because chances are they might not. There's a reason why communities are communities. Like they kind of stick together and do their own thing. But you have you got like Holy Q up in Peddler's Village, Alaska. Like that's really good barbecue. I don't know.
Wait. I need to know this because I love barbecue food, and I've been really trying to find like a real.
You've never heard of Holy Q? Oh my God! You've been working so hard on the fashion game.
I have.
Yeah. So there's a man by the name of Tom Peters. Shout out Tom.
Shout out Tom.
And he was basically doing like pop-up barbecue events when he got started, and he opened up a physical location, and then the pandemic happened.
Plandemic. I mean, it was planned.
I'm not, I don't want to be that guy, but we investigated.
Just saying.
And we got, you know what I'm saying?
Journalist over here.
Yeah. So he has the barbecue spot up there, and he's constantly making upgrades. He's constantly changing the food around. He had like a cheesesteak for a while. He might still have. That's amazing.
The tacos.
He has tacos. So it wasn't just kind of
Holy
brisket.
cues. I have to. I'm gonna tell Jackie what. She doesn't tell me about holy cues.
I think she knows about it.
Of course, Jackie knows everything. She knows everything.
Yeah, she's Bucks County mama.
Yeah, she gotta know everything.
We literally take our journalism marching orders from Bucks County mama.
Yeah, she knows what's up.
Yeah, she does.
She has a direct line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she has like everybody's number in like Bucks County.
Yeah, I would say
That's pretty cool.
If you want to know of all of I don't like to say the word influencers because it's kind of getting a negative rap these days. But Bucks County mama is like the tip of the spear when it comes to knowing what's going on in Bucks County.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the one to go to. If you want your shit to blow up, you go to her. Like it's
Facts.
Yep.
Plugged in.
So like how did you meet her?
Oh God. So it was like the month I opened up, and I had my girlfriends come from New York to help me out. And it was actually really busy because everybody was being nosy, like, what is this place? So, we were at the store, and I had to leave to go pick up my kids from a game or something. I'm not sure what I was doing. And Jackie popped in. She was like, I heard about you guys. And
then your kids 2 days later called you from the field. They're like, we haven't picked this up, Mom.
yeah, and she came in and she made like a whole video of my boutique, and it was amazing. And I'm like, she didn't even have to do that. She doesn't even know me. And I missed her. I didn't even get to meet her. So I reached out to her on social media, and I had like, hey, can you please come in? I would love to, thank you. So she came in the next day, and she's fucking gorgeous too, you know, and she's just like a good heart person. And I'm really good with the energy reader, and I just loved her energy. And so I actually gave her like an evil eye purse, like gifted her, because she didn't have to do that, and she could have charged me for that. And she just did it. And I thought that was like, she's such a good person. I was so shocked because there's not a lot of good people out there anymore.
Especially doing what she does.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that are doing that are very, attention driven.
Yep.
We've met a few of them, and they seem like Jackie's trying to help the community find out about stuff, whereas some of the other people are just kind of like they think they're doing that, and like I'd like to think that they eventually will get there. I'm not trying to be a complete asshole to these people, but there are people also like, do you know Danielle Gannon, local Spotlight with Danielle?
I do. Yes. I heard of her. Yes.
Yeah. So she's she's like that for us. She's constantly telling me about things to like check out and stuff like that. But it's, you see other people all the time popping up with like new accounts on social media, and they're all trying to be Bucks County mama, which is good for her. And, shout out to those people for trying, but you really have to authentically want to get to know people.
Yep.
And that's what we kind of like started the show. We wanted to meet people and give them a reason to come see us. So we're like, we're going to make it seem important.
That's important. It's so cool. Yeah.
We're going to act important and maybe they'll come.
Yeah.
But we've met, so like Jackie, like doing this and like genuinely connecting with people has opened so many doors for us because you leave here a friend of ours. So it's cool that she does that for people. Like she just rolls in, makes a quick video because then so many people find out about you. Yep. But then it also kind of gives, the people that she's spotlighting, a little boost.
I didn't
like
even
you're
know
doing a good job.
that she was social media. I didn't even know she was in it. I thought she was just she just made a video. I didn't even know who she was. I didn't even know. I call her the celebrity. I'm like, God, Jackie, are we going to get another person coming to our table when we're out to eat? Are you Bucks County mama? I'm like, oh, yes, she is. Let me sit aside. Do you want her autograph? Like, every single time we go out to eat, they're like, excuse me.
Heavy is the head. It's a lot of
it is.
It's a lot of responsibility.
But she embraces it with such grace.
Yeah, it's tough though, because you can't at some point it's got to be hard for her to go out and enjoy a dinner with like her husband or family
She gets VIP. They shut it down, and her husband just sit there.
Oh, that's
Just
nuts.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, come on.
That's really cool. But people don't know that she actually does social media for some of the more successful businesses in our community. But she's so discreet about it.
Yep.
That's another cool thing about her. She is Bucks County mama, and she is helping people on like the business level too. But she's not out there saying like, if you want to get likes, you hire me.
Yep.
Like, people just kind of naturally fall into that relationship with her.
But if you're smart, you hire her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you like, how'd that conversation come about? Like, she came to the store, you guys connected. You guys are, I can see why you're friends. You both have like that charisma.
Well, it wasn't like right away. I just gave her the purse, and she was like, I'm not taking this. I'm like, yes, you are. And I gave it to her, and I'm like, thank you very much. And that was it. And then I started doing like more research, because when I start like get a good energy, I like start stalking that person. So I started doing that, and like, I'm like, oh, so she's like, I'm like, oh, okay. So I reached out to her. I'm like, can you come work for me? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And yeah, we're good.
That's awesome. So she's really helped you grow.
Oh God, yes. Yeah. She exposed me to so many different people, because I do like meeting different people and getting to know them, trying to do business with them. And so I'm very open to like, you know, especially with a store like this and clothing, you can go in so many different spaces. You can be in so many different people's spaces, from restaurants, because, you know, I have clients. I am also a stylist. So I get clients that want to be styled for an event, and, you know, like, okay, well, I'm going to take this client to go after dinner after I dress them. Like, so, cause I'm trying to get like big clients now. And,
Name some targets here. Can we do that?
Name some targets of who I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get like the football players' wives. Those are my targets. Like them, and I'm trying to get like housewife.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, next time I'm hanging out with a football player, I'll be sure to drop that in there.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So
He'll be like, why are you talking to my wife about fashion?
Hey, relax.
yeah. So
Relax.
That's
but
funny.
also even the women here in Bucks County, I mean, who are just tired of like, what do I wear? I mean, I'm here for them. Like, I will come to your house and style you for you and put an outfit together.
You're much more than a boutique
store
then, because which makes a lot of sense to me, because if you're selling what I like to call high fashion, you have to cater to those people with, obviously, like champagne, you're doing the scents, but sometimes people dress really nice. They dress really nice because somebody's dressing them. And when you're shopping in a store like yours, to take risks, someone has to kind of, you know, bolster you up a little bit and say, hey, you got this.
Yep.
So do you enjoy the fashion more, or do you enjoy the people more? Like doing that side of things where you find an individual and then you kind of like change their outlook on themselves.
Both.
Or is it together as one thing?
It's together as one thing. It's like art. It's art to me.
Okay.
You know, I see a piece. Well, first I see a person's body. Like, as soon as a customer comes in my store, I'm already knowing what I'm putting on them. Like, I look at their body. Any employee that comes into my store, I tell them, I give them a thing, I send to them. I might read this. Everybody has a different body. There's different shaped bodies. I need you to study this so you know how to dress the customer when they come in. Because not everybody can wear an off-shoulder dress. Like, not everybody can wear a long skirt. You know, like it's.
But that's what makes everybody. I think there's too much right now going on where everyone is kind of trying to be something they're not.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate because and it's going to make me sound like an elementary school teacher, but our differences are what makes
you unique.
Unique. So it's cool when people lay into that more than kind of try and be what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, everybody's not going to be a Kim Kardashian. I'm sorry. You know, it's like everybody's not going to be a Beyonce, you know, but it's like you have to find your own unique like self.
But the power in those people is they were themselves.
They are, yeah.
So if you want to take anything away from that type of individual, it's not to be like them. but to be yourself like them.
Yep.
And I noticed when Gilmar was starting to put together his stuff,
I can't wait to see your stuff. I'm
it
intrigued.
bangs.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
we might have to get. You might have to get a couple pieces. In there.
Yeah, like I want to
we
see your
can talk.
pieces. That's
Dude, I think we can make that happen because
Yeah.
your stuff is
dope.
like it's casual but high fashion casual. Am I right?
Yeah, it's more chic.
Chic.
I like
Yeah.
that word.
I like that word too. Chic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bang
Okay.
with that. But his like he wasn't like I like printing T-shirts and clothing and stuff. I'm more into the graphics on my side of things. Where Gilmar was like, I want my shirts to stop here because. And it was like a lot to do with like what you like to wear. So you laid into your fashion became Gilmar,
Yep.
right? It wasn't you
Different.
weren't trying to make a T-shirt
He wasn't trying to be a copycat.
for that anybody else was doing. You made a shirt that you wanted, and you're like, the industry doesn't have this, and I want to wear this. I want my shirts to fit me like this.
Yeah.
And I've only heard like your first run of tees, you sold out. Right. So the second run, I think you just have like some stuff left.
Yeah.
So like the next run of stuff, like the demand is there. We have people come into our events that see either a hoodie or a T-shirt. It just happened. One of our friends, Gunner, was like, "Where is this from?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's Gilmar's clothing line."
Oh,
He's like, "Gilmar has a
wow.
clothing line." And next thing you know, every picture we see this guy in now,
Yeah.
he's on. I think he's on vacation right now. And
Yeah.
the picture is him getting onto the plane with the hoodie on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's so
Yeah.
cool for me to see that like the stuff is getting worn,
Yep.
right?
That's a great. That must be a good feeling.
It is because
Yeah.
it's something
Because you
that
put your effort into that.
exactly. It was a long time coming, and just hours of just measuring and
Yeah.
sampling and finally finding what I liked and making it mine, and then
Yep.
seeing other people accept it and like it and wear it.
It's rewarding.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. It's so
Yeah.
cool. 'Cause I have a friend that also has a fashion brand, which I kind of want to talk to you about because she makes clothing for women.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. You want this?
Oh.
You
She
want
sells
this.
out every single time. She hand makes her dresses. She makes them by hand.
Ooh, yes,
and they're
please.
and her content, like the dresses, like she models them herself for the
I might
most
know
part.
who she is because I follow a lot of women.
You might.
I don't know. Can we
might.
shout it out?
Yeah.
We can be. I can beep it out.
Oh yeah, Verdi Visionario. Her name's Vanessa. Verdi Visionario.
Where is she?
She is from Trenton. I went to high school with her.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's popping up in New York and the other different places. So
Okay.
yeah, her
Yeah,
stuff's
what-
popping.
that one dress she made, was it the Silver Surfer or something
Yeah,
like that?
something like that.
That dress, like she looks so good in that dress.
Yeah.
I can just tell that, like, when you watch her model her own clothing, like she is very beautiful. But she, like, it's kind of like I don't know how she does it, but it's like that's not the focus of it. It's like somehow, like, regardless of how good looking she is, somehow the pictures are still like the piece of clothing she's wearing.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it's a
like the front.
unique piece.
Yeah.
It is because she makes the dresses to where basically your body shapes it. So anyone can wear the dress, and depending on your body shape, it's gonna look like you.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what I find very important. What you said, you want to empower
That's so
women and
cool.
stuff. That's her thing,
Yep.
where she's like, wear this shit, be proud of your body, look good in it. So we got to talk.
Yes.
I think you'd
Oh my
like.
God, I would
you'd like her
love
stuff.
to talk
Yeah.
to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But that's Gilmar being Gilmar. His stuff's cool too.
yeah, my shit's cool too. Yeah, for sure.
No, I
yeah,
love
sorry.
that you like
immediately
start
put
talking
somebody
about-
else on.
Yeah, that is so me because I would be like, oh, but yeah, you ever go to this store? Like, yeah.
That's because I'm head of marketing, so I got to make sure Gilmar gets his shout outs.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not actually. I'm head of journalism.
That's the other thing I wanted to ask you is how do you choose the clothing you put in your store? Do you mostly center around like minimalism or glam fashion, or do you do all kinds?
Everything.
Everything.
So right now I'm having a hard time because I'm a very edgy person. Like when I want to wear my clothing, I can really like get into it. Like this is like nothing. And Bucks County, they're conservative. They're safe. And so when I do have some of my clients come in, they're like, oh, I just don't know where to wear this. Oh my goodness, I need to go find somewhere to go. And I'm just like, what do you mean? You can wear this at the grocery store or you can wear this at a restaurant. Like, because I feel like women need to wear sexy clothing for their boyfriend or husband when they go out to dinner. You know, sometimes I go out to dinner with my husband, and these women are just wearing just like a shirt and jeans, and I'm like, oh my God.
And they're just like over the bowl of soup, just fucking angry. I see him because my wife very much dresses to please me, and I'm sure there's like ladies out there that's like, that's ridiculous. But honestly, like we have such a happy relationship that like before we go out, if I don't tell her how good she looks, like she demands to know whether or not it looks good.
That's great.
And there's been times where I've like my reaction, what like I was like I always try and like no matter what, you look good to me. But like there's been times where like I'm in the car and then a fucking completely different outfit comes out of the house. I'm like, 5 minutes ago you were wearing something else. It wasn't it.
Oh, because she wants that reaction.
Yeah.
Like we're looking. Like if my husband does not give me that reaction, I'm like, I'm not wearing this. Like I do the same thing because I'm like, you know, I'm dressing for me and for you, and
which is important because the truth behind all that, or the anecdote behind all that, was our second date. I met her like in Rittenhouse Square, and I was like sitting on the bench, like just like waiting. I was like probably on Instagram or texting or something, and I looked up and she's walking up in this like bright red romper. Which I wasn't really a romper guy, you know? Like all the girls back then were just romping.
They were romping
And
out.
this outfit, I swear to God, every time she tries to like give it to Goodwill or something like that, I'm like, we're gonna frame that shit. Like that outfit blew my mind. That outfit blew my mind. I was like, yep. Take my money.
I'm gonna marry that girl.
Yeah, dude. We went to a kitchen, we went to a bar, then we went to some club, and I was just like, this girl's dancing. We're drinking. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is hot and heavy. And now look at us.
Yeah, right.
Dude, that red romper's
awesome.
never getting thrown out.
Nah, never, bro.
I don't even care. I'll keep it like at the bottom of the drawer of like my sock drawer and just pull it out.
You show it to your kid. You know what this is, kids?
Yeah, this is the championship jersey. You guys wouldn't be anything.
Haven't washed it.
Yeah, so I didn't, prior to that, I mean, I was really young still, but prior to that, I had never been in a relationship where someone cared to please me that way. And
so
I just
important.
like, it was so new to me, but I just like instantly was appreciative. I appreciated that like she was dressing to make me happy. And that was a foreign concept to me. But after I understood it, I was like, this is everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important. You got to keep that spark. I feel like once we get married or in a relationship for a long time, we like just like lose ourselves. We get too comfortable and like, no, you know, I am still putting makeup and looking like this every day just to remind him like I got a hot wife, you know, like I think that's
awesome.
important. And
but that goes also into like you as a business owner, you as a mom, the way you dress, like everything seems to be like because you care about it.
Yep.
And I think people lose touch with that. Sometimes people don't even know it at all, but it's sad to see when relationships, even a relationship with yourself kind of dwindles away. You see it when people probably come into your store, like they might not be doing that great. And next you know, they leave the store looking a little bit better on life.
Oh yes, I have some moms that come in there with their kids and they go out leaving like, oh my God, I can't wait to like try this. Or they come back like, my husband loves you. I put this dress on and he's just like, just so happy. And they come back and they start shopping some more. Do you have any new stuff? Like, it's rewarding for me to see my clients happy and posting, and I'm seeing them wearing, they look amazing. And I will tell you, like, if you like get a dress off the rack, I'm like, that dress is not for you. I will tell my customers, I am not about like, oh, buy. I'm about like presentation. So if if a woman picks out a dress and I know she's not going to look, I'm going to tell you, but I have a better dress for you that you're going to look amazing in. Yeah. That one is not for you. So, you know, some are I'm like not happy when I say that, but then they do leave happy after I show them something that does look good on them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be lied to, you know. I want
exactly,
someone to be honest
but a lot of people do that. A lot of retailers, they lie and they're like, "Oh, that looks great," and I'm just like, "Who told you to buy that shirt? No, you should not be wearing that shirt."
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like telling something like, "Hey, you know, that doesn't look good on you." Because this will.
Yep.
And a lot of times people I guess maybe feel helpless that like if this one outfit doesn't look good on me, none of these outfits will look good on me. That would be me. I'd be like, this isn't working. I quit. That's really cool. So I guess like my next set of questions or like my next curiosity is because you have such a diversified offering and you know, you have to purchase these things or get them from somewhere. What does the back end of the business look like in terms of sourcing the product? Like how extensive is that?
Oh God, it's a lot. It's like so we're actually prepping ourselves to get ready for the fall line because that's like
how soon will the fall line come out?
So we're going shopping in New York in September. It's like a huge thing that they bring, like all different designers, like over thousands of designers are in like one place and in New York.
Is this like an exclusive kind of?
Yep,
event?
you have to register and everything. They just don't allow anyone to come in. And these are designers from all over the world. And you look at their stuff. And sometimes I'll do it in like a day, but that's a lot of mental work. And I'm like, duh, by the end of the day. So this time I'm doing it for 2 days. I'm staying overnight in New York with my man, with Mildred. And yeah, that's what we do. We look. We also do our research too of like what styles are in and for the fall, what colors are in, what's the fall color. I look into all of that. And yeah, and then we go once we figure out what we're looking for, because you have to go in there with a plan. If you don't go in a plan, it's like a chicken with no head. And I see a lot of people in there that go in there and they're just like all over. And that was me. The first time I went to one of them, I was like a chicken with no head. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I always bring somebody that's like, which is Mildred. And Mildred has a great eye to tell what's good quality and bad quality. She is just like the fabric and everything and the stitch, how it's made. So I know I'm ordering good stuff because I have her and she'll tell me. So we'll do that. And we like figure out inventory and all that. So it's a lot. I'm like excited, but also I know I'm going to be exhausted.
So I guess this is good for me to be asking these questions because
Yeah.
I know absolutely zero about this. But I've gone to like international builder shows, and so it's maybe not the same. Do you go in there saying like, this is what I'm trying to bring to the store, and then you kind of seek that out? Or do you go in there with like an open mind and see what the designers brought you? Like how, when you say you have a plan, like what?
I
like,
seek those designers out.
Okay, so you know what designers you're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't. Like right now, I'm like, okay, I know what the designers I'm going back to, because now I have some. I'm faithful to some designers because their stuff. Because once you find good quality clothing and how it's made, you want to stick with them. So I found a couple, not a lot. A couple. So I'm going to go directly to them, which makes my life so much easier. But then you do come across whatever catches my eye, which is really hard to catch my eye. I will come across a piece like, oh, wow, that looks amazing. I need to go over there and talk to that designer. Sometimes they're there, or sometimes there's people there that work for them. I like it when they're there because I like to I like to play with their mind. I like to see how they think, where they get their inspiration from. I love that type of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to meeting something new, like finding somebody new and have something unique to bring here for the fall. Fall is my favorite season.
It's boot season.
Yes, but I wear boots all year round. But yeah, I love the fall, so I'm like really looking forward to it. So it's a lot, but it comes with the territory. So
Right.
yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
So when you're going into the fall and you're like putting your strategy together, are you kind of thinking along the lines like, I need to get, this many jackets. I need to get this many dresses. I need to get this many, tops in these sizes. Like you have like a battle plan.
Yep.
And then do you leave a little bit of room in there for kind of like wild card shit?
Yep.
Like you just like, oh, I didn't I saw that dress over there. Like, that's coming home with us.
Wild card, yes. So those are ones that are like statement, that huge, like, whoa, like
Statement pieces.
Yeah,
Okay.
statement pieces that I wasn't. That, you know, I have clients that come in that do like that go out and want to like be that person that's unique and nobody else is going to be having this and all that. So yes, I do come across that, and I have a budget for that aside for those pieces too. So yeah, it's always good to have a plan, because if you go in there, you're just going to go over your budget. So
Jeez.
yeah.
So what do you do with the product that's left over from the summer?
I save it for next summer.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's such, the stuff's so legit that.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, so many things come back, and like, you know, that's why you have to be careful not to get too many statement pieces, because nobody's not going to wear them. So you got to like fall back and get like more like conservative pieces as well. And I think
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, in the beginning, I would just like start getting like just only statement pieces. I'm like, wait, this is not my closet. Even though it says Linnell's closet, this is not my closet, because my closet is, oh my God, a hot mess. Like, it's just all different designers from all over, and my friends make fun of me all the time. Like, where do you get these pieces from? I don't see anybody's help like having them, and that's, I don't shop with big brand designers. Like, people always ask me like, where, like, what do you got, like Versace, Gucci? I'm like, no. Like, I be naming designers, and they're like, I never heard of that person before.
I don't really buy, you know, younger me, when you think that stuff's important, might have. But as I got older, just having, you know, spending, you know, a lot of money on a shirt, and then just has like the company's name on the front of it.
That's what you're paying for. You're
I'm
paying for the name.
to walk around
Yep.
and just flex. And I just realized, I was probably early 20s where I literally just started wearing cotton t-shirts and nice jeans and just some decent shoes.
Yeah.
And if you, I don't know, it just worked for me. I kind of felt like it just generic sometimes,
because you can still look fly and not wear those big names, because you really are just paying for the name.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense, because you're just like, oh, Hugo Boss made that shirt, I guess.
I can go to a thrift store and have you looking like a celebrity.
Yeah,
Like,
I love
that's-
thrift stores.
Yeah, like, oh my God, me too. Especially the ones in like Brooklyn, and they're like the best ones to go, because you find like the most unique pieces in there. Yeah, it's like really nice stuff.
So going back a little bit, you were saying like sometimes people don't have, you know, reasons to get dressed up or do anything.
Yeah.
Would you ever be interested in doing like a black tie event?
Oh yeah, I mean, like me and Jackie are always talking about like different events, like doing stuff. We're actually planning something like that in the fall.
Okay, yeah, because we were thinking about doing like a gala.
God, yes.
Because I used to, when I lived in the city, Philadelphia, not the city, I was a member at the Union League, and their black tie affairs were sometimes like a really good time in getting everybody out and dressed up.
Yep.
A little bit different of a crowd. I think our crowd would be a little, you know, more fun, perhaps.
Oh yes.
But I
God.
think when you said that maybe people are more conservative in Bucks County and they don't have events and stuff, maybe it's because those events don't exist.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, living in New York, there's an event every night. You know,
City never sleeps.
yeah, and I'm like, I used to go to events like every night, especially where I would work. I used to work in a financial district, and I used to always have to go to the events. Yeah, listen, I would have one every weekend. It was up to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely, I think that would be a great idea. I'm like down for that, because I love dressing up and having a good time.
Yeah, because I think that would be a good way. It would be cool to kind of like do something like that, like either on your own or together.
Yeah.
Because we know something about promoting events, and
Really?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah, this isn't our first rodeo, and
Yeah,
I
you guys
just
are
think it would.
professionals. You
I
guys are
don't.
good. Yeah.
I don't want to go to the city, but I want to still do city stuff.
It should be here. I'm like, why not? Like, why do we have to go? First of all, I do not feel safe going to the city. So, like Philadelphia, not New York, but Philadelphia, you know, and why do we have to drive that far? I mean, like, we have.
People
there's-
have kids; they have things to do the next day.
Yeah.
It would be it would be cool to do one. I don't know when. Like Christmas time's tough with everybody in the holidays.
Yeah.
But maybe, we'll talk. I guess get some ideas going. But it'd be cool also for you if like we were to do something like that. It would get you an insane amount of exposure.
Oh yeah.
Because the people like guys wear tux. There's
easy.
You can go and get a little stylish with it, but it's not. That's not the point. It's, you look neutral and you let your lady,
match you,
blast off.
Yeah.
And I think it would be cool to kind of market it as such that, go to Lonnie and get your dress for the event.
Look
and
dope.
to just kind of have like, not a fashion show, but a kind of like a coming out party for some of these people. Because like, a lot of these ladies haven't worn stuff like that in a long time or maybe ever.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to see everybody not in their civilian clothes.
Yep. I totally agree.
I think we just gave birth to a party.
Yeah.
Yep. My husband's like, you're always trying to find somebody to have a party. I'm not surprised that you convinced him to have a party. I'm like, I'm going to tell him it was not.
Oh, no, we do it on our own.
Yeah.
We do it to ourselves.
We do it ourselves, yeah.
I think I really enjoy, I'm an introvert faking it as an extrovert. People don't believe that, but Gilmar knows. Like there's most of the time I don't want to do things like that, but I've realized like the podcast has helped a lot with this, where it's like the personal connections we made like incrementally, and then we started having the events here. We've had a couple like in between like or before these events, and it's really easy to come into a room where everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we kind of wanted to start doing the events that we're doing here, because we had interviewed so many people and we had made these friends. Some of the people we made because like we interviewed Jackie, and then someone's like, oh, we know you from the podcast. And next, I have that friend that, wasn't ever on the show. So the community kind of grew, and it was like, why don't we get all these people together?
Yep.
Because most of the people we've interviewed are doing really cool things. So like, we're just going to get all the cool people we know and we're going to put them in the room together and see what happens.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to do that, but something high class.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get us started. We'll be like, so what? Let's pick a date. Like the next day. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely, I guess we'll have to like look into it. We're obviously going to do more than one event, but yeah. I mean, maybe like, because there's different times of the year where there's nothing going on.
Yeah, that's so true.
We're just kind of like, why don't we get people
I don't
together?
really think this area has like a gala. Like,
No, they're about to though.
they are? Oh, with us.
us,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've been to Newtown's gala, and that
At
was
the
fun.
NAC.
At the NAC, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we're trying to have that kind of gala.
Trying to have something sophisticated.
I'm trying to have something like exclusive. I don't need 300 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I need like 70.
Yeah.
I want, because when you make it like Jim Worthington's doing his own thing, and that man knows what he's doing. So shout out to that. But that's not really, I'm trying to do small and like get people actually talking to each other.
Yeah. It's very important.
It's hard to do when there's so many people there.
They always stick to like their groups.
Yeah. And then you get that like 8th grade dance thing going on where people are just like, I'm going to sit at the table.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, I'm going to sit at this table with my friends and not talk to everybody. But
No, if you keep it small enough where people are forced to be like, oh, I didn't talk to them yet.
Yeah.
And it's so awkward that I haven't yet. You got to get everybody mingling.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, from what I've seen, is kind of like, that's what we're trying to do at least.
Yeah. I mean, because the last event, I'm going to be at the event next week. Jackie's like, you have to come to this event next week. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there.
What's that, the Newtown one?
No, your event.
Oh, this event. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, you have to come. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you have to come. You have to come.
Yeah.
Now, especially now that we're friends.
Yeah.
Hopefully you read our energy and it's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't taint Gilmar's energy. You're like, I couldn't get a read on Gilmar.
I just don't say anything. Just
And it was so funny because Jackie's like, Gilmar's a little quiet. I'm like, and now I'm like talking to you. I'm like, he is.
Well, we've made changes because the way, like, one of the benefits of moving the podcast here, like the way the room where we were recording it, Gilmar was behind a desk, so he would have been sitting like over there with his computer stuff.
Okay.
And I kept just being like, Gilmar needs a camera on Gilmar, and Gilmar would be like, no, I don't. And I'm like, well, you have so much to offer the show. And then sometimes there's like, who's this guy talking in the background? We don't see him. And then, so we started implementing the camera. And then this opportunity came up and we were talking about how we were going to set it up. And I was like, you're going to sit next to me. We're going to put the equipment on the table so people can see how much shit you're doing.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
lot of
because
stuff.
Gilmar's doing a lot while we're talking. So when people are like, oh, he's not saying that much, I'm like, yeah, because he's clicking buttons, he's Googling stuff. We used to have a TV monitor, so we'd be pulling up videos and like reading Amazon reviews of shitty products and things like that. So it's we've gone to another level as journalists.
That's nice.
So but like I think it, you know, it made sense to get more out of Gilmar because it was like started like I edit the shows.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, dude, what did you just say? You sound so stupid. I'm like, I would listen to myself talk and ask these questions, and I'm like, I really wish Gilmar had a question at that point because I just sounded dumb. So it was really selfish of me to get Gilmar more involved because I was literally just trying to keep myself from doing dumb shit.
So
But Gilmar is also an asset.
Yeah. So you're in construction.
Yeah.
What kind of construction do you do?
I do like higher end residential custom homes and
Like
renovation.
outside or inside or the whole house?
The whole house.
Oh, okay.
But also like additions, remodels, kitchens if people ask.
Awesome.
But yeah, mainly have been building custom homes for the last couple years and a few additions. But the market, I have a lot of customers looking for land.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know anything about Bucks County, is there's not a lot of land left. There's a lot of country, but a lot of that land's protected. So to find people land, it's kind of gotten hard. So, you know, I'm focusing a lot on large remodels and convincing people that want to build custom homes to buy a house and then
like build off of that.
Let me, you know, do something wild with that.
Well, you can come to my house because I need something like wild done to my house.
Yeah, if you're trying, like, we focus really heavily on like the quality of the build.
Yeah. Our house is old because we like old houses because I feel like those are the ones that are like the best built. Unlike today's houses are not as built good quality, but oh my god, it's
Unless they're built by me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course.
Gilmar's like run around construction sites with a camera chasing after me, like just yelling quality shit at the camera.
Yeah.
Just being like, we're doing this.
We're doing it.
Gilmar's like, you need to explain that again.
Like, I didn't get it. I need to get it too. No, yeah. Yeah, Andrew does some cool
And
shit.
Gilmar, you're a designer and a journalist. And you like burgers.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Gilmar is a content creator extraordinaire.
Yeah. I do everything. So I guess a lot of people have been, I get asked a lot, what do you do? And I'm like, shit, what don't I do? I do a lot of shit. You know,
Yeah.
I do.
There's parallels to what you guys do. You
Yeah,
make people
there is.
feel and look good. He makes people
Yeah.
feel and look
Yeah.
good.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So I help people look good. I guess
Okay.
I would say I'm a creative director. I do it all. I do web design, logos, photo, video, anything, everything.
So you're just always busy because that's major. That's like all the time.
Yeah, we're trying to get to a point where it's the only thing I do.
Yeah.
You know, aside from like my 9 to 5, I kind of
journalism.
And journalism.
And
you
journalism,
know,
yeah.
we're actually in the
Top story.
top story. Yeah, we're in the throes, or not the throes, but currently ramping up to, you know, see if I can get myself to have my own thing full time.
Yeah.
And work with people and not so much for people.
Okay.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It is happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm forcing it down the pipe.
Yeah, man.
Every day I'm texting Gilmar and be like, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to
That's
make this
awesome.
happen. You're the best.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Gilmar has this, I don't know if it's a natural talent or it's developed, but he has this way of capturing people's character in pictures and video. Where some people take pictures, Gilmar captures souls.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. Like,
But no, like, so not social media. Like we're not doing. Gilmar's not doing posting like Jackie and doing like that side of the
Yeah.
business. Purely content creation, like making videos, taking pictures. But he just did one for a gym I'm part of, like a jiu-jitsu gym, and the pictures got released into the Dropbox, and I was scrolling through there, and the pictures of people that I know very well, I'm like, so I know these guys extremely well, and I'm looking at these pictures and they're just like, yeah, that's him. Like the way the I don't know if it's the angle, if it's definitely not the equipment, because we all can buy nice cameras.
Yeah.
But when I take a picture of someone and then Gilmar takes a picture of someone, there's this I don't know, this X factor in the picture where that person looks like who they are. Like, you don't need to know who that person is. You can kind of like hear their voice. You're like, that guy sounds like this. Like, so when you meet them, if you've never talked to this person before and then you meet them, you're like, holy shit. It happened with, who did it happen to me with? Because I know pretty much everybody. Josue. Your friend Josue, now my friend Josue.
Yeah.
When I would look at pictures of Josue, like in the studio or like filming a music video, and you would be taking pictures of him. And then when I met Josue, I was like, that's so fucking weird.
That's him.
Because I literally knew him already, and I'd never heard his voice. I didn't know a lot about him. But I don't know if you even know what it is you're doing. It's just
yeah,
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's my
Dude,
skill.
let me switch sides of the table here.
Well,
what are you doing now? Like,
it's,
what are you looking for?
Because the way I look at life, I look at everything in frames. So to me, every day is a movie. Like, I look at certain people and I can just, my eye makes it look like a movie. I don't know if that makes any sense. Because aesthetics is something that I love and I pay attention to. So, for example, right now I'm looking at you and you're in the third of my frame of view. So to me, this looks kind of cinematic. It's raining behind you, this and that. When I look at Andrew, he's centered to me right now. So I look at things like that, and I also feel like when I take a photo, I'm in a certain mood. So it's like, what mood am I feeling? But this all happens like this. Like, I'm like, hey, I feel like I want to create perspective. So I go back here. This is in the frame. This is in the frame, and then you're in the frame. Then it's what's behind you.
Yep.
So I think it depends on how I'm feeling, how I feel that person's feeling. Because I feel like I can somewhat read energy really well. So sometimes in the snap of a finger, I can read the energy in the room when I have a camera in my hand. I'm like, okay, this feels right, that feels right. And then to go a step above that is when I'm editing. You know what? I look at the raw photo and I'm like, what emotion do I want to give this photo, or what did I feel in the time that I took this photo? And then I manipulate colors, textures, and that's kind of how I give a photo a feeling. So that's kind of what I do when I create content.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's called art.
It really is. And this isn't a knock on, there are a lot of people that own quote unquote social media businesses, and they're like, we're going to make your business look $1 million. You guys are performing a service, but there is a curriculum that Gilmar has like put into himself to make it like it's worth every dollar, because there's no way that these people are just showing up with their iPhones and making you look like a human being. It's like, oh, quick, took a picture of this sandwich. Oh, took a picture of this. Like, I've seen Gilmar take pictures of food, construction, music artists. You've filmed music videos. Like, the pictures of your girlfriend are insane. You've taken pictures of me, Rambo, like landscapes. And it applies to all of those things. Yeah. It's not like I'm taking pictures of houses and you're really good at that. And then your like portraits suffer a little bit. Like, all of your work is to that level. So like when we started talking about like helping him go out on his own, like this conversation started years ago and we had hiccups. The reason I wanted it to happen so bad was because like I was like, dude, there is no reason that you should not be doing this like for yourself, because you're so good at this. Like, it should be shared with everyone.
He's the truth.
I'd like to think so.
Truth media, dude.
Truth media.
Yeah, because at one point, like, Gilmar was working with me full time, and like I'd always be like, dude, we got to do more with you. Like, you have so much talent that like you can't. You're like a racehorse. We're keeping you in the stable. Like, our houses are beautiful, and you make them look as they seem and as they are, and you capture the care behind them. But there are so many more people that need to benefit that. Similar with like her store, like more more ladies, and then eventually like men's fashion maybe opens up, or some other avenue opens up for you, because like more people need to feel good, not less people.
Yep.
And that's like the same, that's really a weird parallel between the two of you, is that like you guys make people feel good, and I personally don't think there's enough of that.
Oh God, no.
So if someone's threatened to approach, like Gilmore's a very quiet guy, so like I'm always advocating for him and going up to people and being like, people message me and be like, why is that, like, who did this? And I'll be like, Gilmore, like if you want to talk to him, I will make this happen. Like just go up to him. The same things with you. Like, do you ever find people like too intimidated to come into your store because they're just like, I'm just not fashion? Like people don't feel like they deserve it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, oh, I just don't have the body for it, or like what do you mean?
How do you combat that apprehension?
I just don't accept it. I'm like, no, let's start trying stuff on. Mildred, get some stuff together. Let's get that dress right there. I start getting myself to work like right away. It's
so
like,
when they leave, you want them to leave the store a believer.
I want them to believe that they are a freaking celebrity and they look bomb.
Yeah.
Like they look like they feel like they're Beyonce when they leave. Like that's how I want them to. And I have had customers that come in that are like a survivor of breast cancer, and they had to like
Mastectomy.
Yep. And she just was not feeling confident about herself, and it was a very emotional, like one of the most emotional clients that I had, and she left feeling amazing. And it's like I'm getting choked up a little bit because just thinking about it, to know other woman, and I actually gave her the dress because it was just a special moment. Sorry, it was and so when I have moments like that, I use it as when it's like special like that to me, I want to remember that, and I feel like it was a reason for her to come in and to help her feel that way. And so, and I'm the owner, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So,
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, when I come across,
I love that.
And so when I come across like special moments like that, I'm like, this dress was made for you, so take it.
How soon into opening this store did you get that? Like, did your tank get filled in that way where like people, you were like, I'm on the path here. Like, I know this was, or did you like set out, did you know when you opened the store that that's what you wanted to do? Like, I guess like, when did that happen?
Oh, I knew
like,
that's what I wanted to do. Like right away. That's because the whole vibe when I was just shopping around here, and the women I saw shopping in the stores and how some of these retailers would interact with them, I was just like, oh my God, like, come on, make them feel amazing. Make me feel amazing when I'm in your store. And like, I wasn't getting that. I'm like, why is nobody offering me champagne? Like, and I'm like, and it was just all of this stuff like happening in my head. And I'm just like, why is it like this? COVID happened. So then now everybody definitely don't want to like talk to you, So I wanted to bring it back. I wanted to open up a store because I was like, why didn't you just do an online boutique like everybody else does? Because I'm like, I want to interact with people. I want to bring it back.
I think everybody, the conversation right now is AI and how AI is going to take over everything. Mm-hmm. And I've talked to Gilmore at this ad nauseum. I think the AI thing is going to have the reverse effect as to what people think, because AI is going to like replace, like you're already seeing it with pictures and things where AI is creating this stuff. People are going to long for the human connection and the old way of doing things.
Yep.
Because AI is just so like, it's going to always come up short.
Yep.
Like you cannot take the soul, like computers.
Take the soul, no.
Human beings are the most sophisticated computer system on earth. Like we have processing and things going on here. This desire to like build a computer that can be like us, we are going to come up short on that for hundreds of years. Yep. I'm confident in that. So I'm like, bring on AI. Like maybe we get a few jobs canceled, like whatever. We'll make new jobs. But the events we're having, the podcast, like all of these face-to-face interactions are going to become so important. One of the realizations I had was I've had people in the past like steal my pictures from our work and like try and market that as their own, either like far away or even locally. Like when the internet was kind of first getting off, I'd be like, bro, like I'd email you and be like, that kitchen you have on your website, bullshit. Like Google search, like, that's not yours. Like, it's so easy to figure that out. And I think what's going to happen with AI is you're going to be like, oh, I want a new kitchen, and be like, you're going to go to someone's website and you're going to be like, is that a real kitchen?
Yeah.
Is that AI generated? So then I'm going to be forced to have good relationships with my customers.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you want to see a good kitchen? We're going to this house right now. Get in my truck.
You're going to have by word of mouth. That's like how you're going to get your business, by word of mouth, because you can't believe
way of
everything.
doing things.
Yep.
So I really think that like what you're doing is only going to become bigger.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing, like capturing people for real, and those like OG pictures are going to be even more valuable. And then I had a customer, not a customer yet, like a potential client. They were talking to me on the phone and they're like, well, like blah, 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 this, or, they were trying to vet me. And I was like, you know what? I'll give you the phone number. I'll give you 3 phone numbers right now. You'll call my customers. They'll let you come to their house right now.
Yep.
And she was kind of like, oh, and I probably got a little aggressive with my response. Cause I will ruin the competition on this phone call right now, because I want to have a relationship with my customers at the end of the day. Like, I want to be able to see you in the grocery store when I occasionally go there and bump carts and be like, oh, like, how are you doing? How are your kids? Like, some of our projects are very lengthy. By the time I leave, if I'm in your house for 3 months or 3 years,
You're like friends.
I know your kids.
Yeah.
Like, I know their soccer schedule. It's like, I'm a part of your world then. And then, a long time ago, Gilmar caught me saying like what we did. I don't know how he caught like this recording, but I was like, basically like, we're creating a space for people's lives to happen in.
Yep.
And if you don't respect that, like, you have to build this room so nice, because the biggest memories of these people's lives are going to happen here.
Yep.
And it's
So
very
important.
It's really cool that it's great for you because nobody else is doing it, but it's also cool for the community of currently just women in the area that like are like, oh, like, I wish I had a place. And then like, as more people find out about you, like, I only see great things happening for your store.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very important. Sometimes when you open up a store, like, you get lost. Like, what is your purpose? What is the meaning behind all this? And when people come in, because sometimes when I do go in boutiques, I get lost because I'm like, what is the purpose? Like, what made you like want to open up a boutique? Like, because there's just so much stuff in here, and I'm like get overwhelmed.
So they don't have like a theme, or they don't have like a vibe.
No, it just has everything in there. So it's like, okay, so I always like felt like I need to have a reason, like why and like what is this, and so it's my passion. And I think when you have a passion and a purpose, I think that's what makes you like stick out more from everybody else, instead of just trying to do what everybody else is doing. So that's the most important thing.
Damn.
What are you, like a Capricorn?
Fuck.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh!
That was so funny. That was so
I was
funny.
like, dude, I felt violated.
yeah. You a Capricorn? You were just like,
She's like, what's your birthday? January 18th? I got you in my sights.
That's hilarious.
No, because my husband's a Capricorn.
Okay.
Yeah, so you like definitely have his whole vibe. So that's why I was like, he must be a Capricorn.
Shout out Lonnie's husband.
Shout out.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, baby. Let me think. I'm trying to think of your sign. Hold on.
I won't be offended by anything you say. So just to not add any pressure.
Let me think. Aquarius.
No, I'm a Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn too?
Yeah.
But that was real close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
December 28th is my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
What about you? What are you?
Crabs
like
up
a
in
Virgo or
Yes.
Gemini? No. Leo. Damn it.
Aquarius.
Nope.
I don't know. I ran out of.
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay.
So how did you know I was a Capricorn? Like, what was the vibe? Explain it, because I'm new to that world, so like, I don't know.
Like very chilled, laid back.
Okay. I read a description of a Capricorn the other day, and I was like, oh, it sucks to be a Capricorn.
Career,
love being a being a
driven.
Capricorn.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that's like what you were just like.
The
you have
one
so
description.
many ideas.
Yeah, that was one of the descriptions. I was like, okay, that's spot on.
Successful.
The one that I didn't like, which is like constantly something I'm struggling with, like I don't like to be burdened with bullshit. Like if you ask me dumb questions, and they might not be dumb questions, but if I
It's a
see
dumb question to you.
I see that question as taxing, I'm like so short with people. Like I had to learn to like catch myself.
Oh my God.
I'll be like, why the f are you asking
Customers.
this? You god damn it. It's not usually the customers.
Okay.
It's usually like people very close to me. Like my wife will ask a simple question and I'll be like, what? Like, what, you don't see this right here? And then I'm like, I'm such an asshole. Or like we're in the process of moving right now, and the other day, like she's in charge of the move. Like I didn't even know our new address until this week. And I was like, all right, like we're gonna move some of this stuff to storage. Like I came downstairs, I was working upstairs, came down, and I was like, all right, what's going to storage? She's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, oh my God. You boxed all this stuff up. I don't even know what's in some of these containers. Like, just tell me what needs to go into storage. And you could tell she was like not happy with me. And I was like, damn it.
I fucked up.
Just ruined the whole thing. This is gonna be until tomorrow kind of thing. She's gonna listen to this and be like, "Yeah, you have messed up."
You
that
just
day.
reminded me too. Now
But
you're
so like
big
I'm
shit.
very aware of myself
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So like I definitely like when I feel myself, I do believe in question fatigue as well.
Yep.
When you're kind of in a position like you or I or Gilmar, like you're owning a business, like you're getting asked questions a lot during the day.
Yep.
So as it gets later in the
Oh,
day,
yeah,
if
you
somebody
don't wanna
asks
talk
you
to
some
nobody.
dumb question
Yeah.
where you're like, really, you felt like that was important enough to text me right now
Yep.
and ask me that, like that's a meaningless thing. I've had to learn to be like, well, it's meaningless to me, but you need to stop looking at that as a dumb question because
Yep.
it makes me feel bad when I think that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. Yeah.
Capricorn is hell over here.
Uh,
Do you feel that way as a Capricorn? Like you're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I talk to like 30 people a day, and then one person asks me a question, and I'm like,
and it's always the person that's close to you. Like, oh,
yeah. Sometimes I'm like, fuck. All right, I guess I'll respond.
Or I just like roll in, just fucking angry as shit, and Gilmar's just like, God damn it. Would you just chill the hell out?
No,
I'm
it's
like,
fine.
I'm gonna ask this person this question. He's like, do you think that's a good idea? I'm like, basically, I'm like, oh, Gilmar's a saint, but boy, am I taxing that dude right now.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I think people misinterpret your intentions.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
You should just like,
Yeah, he said that. He's
Hold
like, you're
back.
very fact driven, and sometimes that comes off the wrong way.
yeah.
And I'm
doesn't
like,
know it all.
I'm like, all right, because I want the information out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
like, I want you to, fast as possible, give me everything you know.
That's my husband, and it annoys the shit out of me. It's like, oh my God, he wants to know all the facts, all the details, and then he's like, nope, that's not the right way. I'm gonna tell you the right way to do it. This is the right way, and then he gives me a whole list of, and then he'll be like, if he's right, I told you that this was gonna happen. Why didn't you listen to me in the first place? So it's just like, I live with a Capricorn.
Yeah, like the beginning of the coronavirus was extremely taxing for me because I saw like the coronavirus coming. Like I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I literally like you can get my wife on here and ask her. We were in Las Vegas. I was like, I'm gonna buy so many masks right now. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I'm gonna sell them to people. And she's like, that's terrible. And I'm like, okay. So we got home. I had water stockpiled. My mom, like we had water stocked at her house. Like, and she's like, what is all this stuff? I'm like, in a couple of weeks, you'll know. And then sure enough, like 4 or 5 weeks later, toilet paper wasn't available.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw this coming. I knew this was coming.
We did the same thing. Actually, I'm a little bit of like a hoarder like that. So I buy like a shitload of toilet paper and paper towels and like that. And I was just like, my friend was like, you need to buy masks. So I just bought like a whole bunch. And like my husband's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You're being crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not. And yeah, sure enough, I like, bam, got shut down. And he was just like, okay. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
right.
and then I was like getting in fights with people on like Instagram or Facebook because we were all locked down. I had nothing better to do than battle people. I was winning medals daily and
Oh,
like just
shit.
eliminating enemies. There's people that still won't talk to me to this day because they know how right I was now. There was things like I was like, dude, like we're locking all these kids up. I was like, you guys better get ready to be teachers or your kids will be dumb next year. And people would message me like, how dare you say that? I'm like, well, I went to school with you. You're dumb. Like you need to like team up and like find your neighbor that's good at math. And I was like saying this shit and catching heat for it. And then next thing you know, we're like reading the news today and it's like, oh, learning disabilities are at an all-time high. And I'm like, oh, but it pays zero dividends to be that way. Mm-hmm. So like I exhausted myself through that period to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to be this way anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. Sometimes it still like flares up, but you know.
Yeah, it happens. People just say like, you're like, oh, it's coming out. It's about to come out. Yeah. Like you just can't help yourself.
Yeah, like, but no, having the awareness that you are a certain way, like you can't change everything about yourself, but I've gained a huge advantage like from that time till now to being like honest with myself about how I am as a person.
That's the most
and
important
then
thing.
like improving the areas where I can. And so like the experience of being friends with me is more enjoyable. Like,
are you neat? Are you like very neat?
I'm pretty organized.
You labeled this like the other day.
Yeah, that's what I love about the best quality about my husband. He's neat. I'm a slob, and he's like the neatest person ever, and I just love it. He loves folding clothes too. And
oh yeah.
He like makes fun of me the way I fold clothes.
That's awesome.
Like it's like great.
Yeah. So the way my wife in this most recent move is kind of like given up, I think, in some ways, because when we lived in the city, she was a firm believer that when we move, everything goes in bags because she can carry bags. And I'm like, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Everything should go in containers of similar size or portions so you can stack them and you get more in a smaller area. You can carry it and store it. She's like, nah. And then this time around, she's like, do you want to go to Home Depot and get some of those black cases with the yellow lids? I'm like, yeah. Everything's going in containers.
I would love nothing
They're
more.
only $11.99 on sale right now. I'm buying them all.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a deal.
That's a great deal.
When you put like 100 books in one of those containers, you can't lift it anymore. She's like,
dude,
bags. You're moving. He's moving. We're literally coincidentally moving on the same weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
Gilmar's like, can we cancel the podcast next week? Because
Moving is
we're
the
moving.
worst.
And I'm like, yeah, me too. And he's like, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're moving.
It's
Yeah.
the worst. Moving is the worst. I hate it.
Especially when your other person reads and has a library at home. Dude, when you mentioned the book thing, because my girl loves to read, dude. She reads. Only person I know that reads more than her is probably Andrew.
She
Or
doesn't do audiobooks?
no,
I nobody's
no.
got time for audiobooks.
She loves the having a physical book in front of her.
Yeah.
So she reads so much. I think it's the coolest thing ever. But what sucks is that she buys so many books. Now we're moving, and if you put, I feel like with books you need to put them in smaller boxes.
Yeah,
Because if you put them in a fat box, you're just not gonna be able to lift it.
I came up to a box in our.
She keeps them? She doesn't give them away?
She does.
There's
every
the
now and then.
information you need to keep on hand.
Yeah, there's
in
some
case you want to
information.
read it again next week.
Yeah.
I'm reading the same book back to back right now, so I can like have it all in my brain. And then, but like, so I went up to a box.
What's the book? I don't know.
It's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Oh, okay.
It's an insane book. I actually bought a couple extra copies and gave one to one of the young men, like a 15-year-old kid at the gym.
Oh.
And he's just a cool dude. And I was like, look, man, if somebody had given me this book and I actually read it at your age, life up until now would have been way easier. And he looked at me he was very appreciative, and I like threw some money on the game, and I was like, dude, if you read this book in the next 30 days and we have a conversation about it that I believe you, I'll give you $100.
Oh.
Because 15-year-old kids are motivated by money.
Oh yeah.
Duh.
But the book was like insanely impactful in a lot of ways. Like the title's kind of fucked up. It's How to Influence People. It sounds manipulative, but the book is really about just kind of dealing with people in just like this very, easy state, and how to cater to other people so that things are easier for you.
An easier flow.
Yeah, there's no, like, a lot of my life I spent just like kind of just forcing things to happen. And I've read a lot of books like this now where I'm just like, wow, like if I knew this at 20 years old, how
Broaden your horizon.
different would my life have been? How many more friends would I have made?
Yeah.
like would I have been a better listener earlier, like things like that. So I love books like that. But I went up to a box full of books. Like you said,
You must not have kids yet.
No.
Yeah,
Why?
because you don't get a chance to read that much.
I'll read still. It's not. It happens.
Make time.
So hard being a business owner and like doing this, and it's like really hard. I would love to read. That's why I do audiobooks, because it's like I can listen to it in my car, my way like dropping my kids off.
That makes a lot of sense.
Or like I can have it on actually actively. Like it's just like where I'm going somewhere or before bed, play it.
You gotta do what works for you, though.
Yeah.
I like to take notes and like highlight
Me too.
stuff.
I used to do that, but like
I'm studying. When I'm reading, I'm absorbing information.
now
It's
you're
not
making
for
me miss
pleasure.
it. I'm missing it now because I used to do that when I was younger. But when I had my kids, I used to have books and I would find like markers and like the page that I was on written all over, and I'm like, motherfuckers, like it's boundaries. 'Cause they have no boundaries.
Yeah, no, they don't.
It's a little hard. You'll see.
I kicked a box full of books
Yeah.
last night. Maybe Ariel was like watching me too, because she packed all the stuff. So I went over this one box and I can't like give it a little kick. I picked it up a little bit. I was like, all right. And she was like, "Is it good enough? Is it to your liking?" I'm like, "That's a box full of books. Like I'm not trying to blow out any backs here."
Yeah,
Like,
right. That shit gets heavy fast. Yeah.
yeah, but we're also downsizing too. The house we live in right now is
Too big.
too big. We have rooms without stuff in them.
Oh, it's one of
I
those
don't
situations.
understand that. I don't
Stupid.
understand why people like live in houses that are like 10 times and they're not even used like some of the rooms.
Yeah, it was one day we just woke up to it, and I guess like kind of at the same time, maybe Ariel knew the whole time, and she just like was like whatever about it. But after a while, it was just like, we need to get rid of this stuff. Like we have some really cool furniture and art, but other than that, like, what is all this stuff we have accumulated just to fill this space? And so gonna rent a cool smaller place for a year, and you know we'll be in the borough now, so it'll be kind of I think I miss living in Philly, like in this like Rittenhouse area, just like being able to go out and you know, grab a coffee and like do that. Like
Everything closes early around here
yeah,
for my liking.
Yeah.
we need to do something about that.
Yeah, we do.
Too early. Have you guys been to Frost yet?
Frost.
No, I have not. But
Yeah, I
I've heard
have
about
that like kind of like European cocktail lounge over.
Or like, it's kind of like definitely gives me like a New York vibe when I go in there. The
Oh,
lounge.
snap.
Yeah. So like
I
the
felt like I was in a
downstairs.
Russian's living room when I went in there.
Really?
Yeah, it just seemed like a very like Eastern European, like there should be like and just like a
Well,
little
have you
fire
have you been up to upstairs yet?
to the exclusive upstairs.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Are
how
you
can we get
exclusive?
in? Yeah, how can we get
I'm
into
not
the exclusive
exclusive.
upstairs?
No, I just like I want to go upstairs.
If you want, we can do that.
Yeah, let's get Bucks
Power in numbers.
Yeah, let's
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? Your husband, me, you, Gilmar. Like if there's like 6 of us and we just go hard at the stairs, can they defend?
No.
It's
I
bum
mean, like,
rush.
if it's exclusive, I was like, I feel like if you're going to do that, you need to have a VIP parking.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Like, I mean, like, why do I have to look for parking to go upstairs to exclusive that I'm paying for? Like, and I asked the owners that. I'm like, where's my VIP parking? Why do I have to go drive around looking for a parking lot?
There's a place in New Hope that is kind of exclusive like that, and I think they do a little bit.
That's right. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job over there, and I think that the idea of exclusivity is cool, but it has to be done in a certain way. It has to be actually exclusive. When you just like throw a rope on some stairs, and this isn't a knock on Frost. I don't know anybody there to like to judge them, but like when you just throw a rope on some stairs and put a dude in front of the steps and say it's exclusive, like it's not to me.
Yeah.
I've been to so many places where it's just kind of like, yeah, what do you have? What view do you have? Who is there?
Yep.
What is exclusive? Like just having an exclusive spot like doesn't work.
Yep.
And that's the I guess that's kind of what we'll do with our
Coming back to our gala.
Our gala.
It's gonna
It's like
be
it invite only, and Like, sorry, you can't just like buy your way in.
Yep.
You can't just, do it. Like, we'll handpick the people.
I love that.
So that the conversation in the room is amazing. So that the people show up in your dresses.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if this is completely proper, but I might say, in order to get in, the ticket is a dress.
Ooh, yes.
Or something like that, like some sort of like
to get in
the ticket. You have to be wearing
LonElli's Closet dress, or
something of that. Like, I don't want anybody showing up in bland gear.
Yeah. Or maybe like to get an invite, it has to be like you have to like. I'm huge into charity. Charity is like another passion of mine. That's like my end game.
I always think that charity should be like added on to it.
Yeah.
Not be like.
Be a reason. Because I feel like charity parties are you like lose the focus.
Yeah. Sometimes I like the money to be discreet. That's me personally. Mm-hmm. I don't want.
That's how I am.
When I'm donating or when I'm like helping somebody with a business that are starting, or like just helping people, I want to genuinely help that person. Mm-hmm. I see other people doing it and then trying to capture that clout or credit. Mm-hmm. And that's so distasteful for me. And I look down on it that I could never let myself do that. When we set up the event here, one of the questions the owner of 86 West like had of me was like, well, what are you guys doing for charity? And I had that conversation with him, and he did offer a good perspective. And he's like, well, like the community is eventually going to start looking to you for direction. Like, and you have the ability eventually as a business owner, and then like what you're doing. He's a wise man that like you can direct that energy to things.
Yep.
And those things should be positive. So I kind of changed in that one meeting. I did change how I look at charity events or donating money very quickly. I was like, oh, damn, that makes more sense than me being like discreetly donating.
Yeah. But I mean, like, sometimes you don't want to be the center. It's that because you lose what the whole reason why you were doing it. I'm the same way as you. Like, I'm very discreet about it. I like to be hands-on, and it's like another reward for me. So I'm always trying to like get into something. Like right now, I'm doing a project in Senegal, Africa, but nobody would like know that until I told you. But that's like just one of my like.
You clout chaser.
That's
like,
so cool.
No,
that's great.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. After he talked to me, he's a much wiser person and more successful than I am. So like I listened, and it made a lot of sense to kind of, people listen to our show. Like, he's right. Like, maybe finding a charity or doing something like that like has a lot of value. Like, perhaps like, me putting my ego aside and like, doing that, like maybe that helps the person we're trying to help more than me being silent about it. So
and people are looking to help.
Yeah, people want to help.
They want to help. So
it feels good to help.
And they don't have direction. They really literally don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, yeah, he's right. You would be a great way to lead people, to show them like, this is, hey, I'm doing this. Would you be interested? And because there are people out there who don't, but they just don't have a direction or where to start. So
yeah, and there's a lot of like charities out there. I like to look at charities, especially when they call me. There's ways to look up charities online.
And what percentage they're taking.
And what percentage they're taking and what they're contributing. Like, I do not contribute my money unless you're the majority. If any of your board of directors is collecting a salary, you're bullshit.
Yep.
Your organization has gotten too big. You got to be grassroots for me. Mostly volunteer. I understand at a certain point you got to hire employees to like, do secretary stuff or content. You got to spend money to, make it bigger.
Yeah.
But if you're the president of an organization and you're collecting a $300,000 a year salary from your charity, you're on a hit list. Maybe not mine, but you should be on somebody's list to get, but whatever. Like, that's another thing. But it would be cool to kind of do, like, if we're going to do like the dresses, tickets, like, you could just like say like, hey, like with your dress purchase, like we're donating, to this women's organization, or like I know there's like a battered women's shelter like very local to us here that we've helped in the past through the gym I'm a part of. And that I actually did community service there when I was a teenager. So like that's my first, I think like that's like one of the first things that I would probably contribute to.
Yeah.
It's just like something like that where it's like we want people to come here and look good and feel pretty, but like there's other people out there that you need our help. So like something like that.
I mean, because
Nothing
I
too
would
big.
love, I don't, because
Something local.
don't know anything about helping locally. I just go outside of people that I know from the outside. Like, I would love to know more how I can help locally, but I don't know because I'm like new. I'm still new to this area. So like, if you know,
We'll have to do some investigating.
yeah, definitely journalism.
Journalism. There you go.
Shut up.
Bring your face shut up.
Yeah.
The wrong button.
I didn't know what I expected for this episode, but whatever I did expect, you like wildly exceeded that, and you're a very impressive person.
Yeah.
And
I think we're like best friends, guys. Now.
Yeah.
no, I kind of feel like, I mean, on our side of the table, like Gilmore's a fashionista. You in like a pretty dress shop. I'm just like, what am I gonna talk to her about? On the way over here, I was like, I hope I don't fuck this up. I was like, there's a lot of riding on this. People want to hear from this lead. Like there has been people that'd be like, oh, you're having, like you were coming on, and they were, So there was a little bit of a pre-excitement. So that's when the pressure starts to build. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's something we gotta remember all the practice we're doing, talking to different people, reading these books. It's like coming to light. We can talk to someone that we don't know or expect nothing from.
I feel like I'm talking to two people that I've known for a minute.
Yeah.
Like when I felt like very just smooth and like I can talk. Some people are just awkward. I'm like, God, Jack, are these guys gonna be awkward? Because I'm just like, you know me. I'll be like calling them out right away.
Let's
And she's like, no. I'm like, all right.
What did Jackie say about us? Like, what was the summary of like, hey, you need to go on this show, or like what? Like, how was this sold to you?
She said she did it, and I'm like, what kind of podcast is this? Do I have to like just like watch what I say? Like, can I curse? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I want to come on.
That was it. You can curse.
That was it. All right, then I can come on.
I think one of our like original like taglines, which is like still on the website, is like just like real people, like real stories. Like we don't. Everybody's going on, like everybody watches huge podcasts, but there's a value to the community we're in, and there's so many really cool people that when we started the podcast, we didn't know what it was going to do, and then over time it kind of became a Bucks County or like this area, tri-state, like whatever. We've had people from Jersey, New York, like a little bit in Maryland.
Yeah.
But in like after a while, I was kind of like, I think I was driving with my wife, and I was like, I think we became a Bucks County podcast accidentally. She's like, well, you had people on from like the local community, and then rather than fight that and be like, no, I want to be national. I want to be like Andrew Schultz or Joe Rogan. I really just was kind of appreciative.
Love that drive. Love it.
I was just appreciative of just, I actually looked up how many people live in Bucks County and was just like, well, we could have shows forever. And if somehow this got monetized eventually, there are enough eyes in Bucks County that like this could make money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already kind of like indirectly made us money through like friends and connections and doing business, that I'm more than happy to just keep doing this the way it is.
But people get to know what you guys are doing. You don't know that, like, because like I'm not really, I was never a huge podcast, but like what you guys are doing, it gets me to know other business owners here. Cause I don't know nobody. I'm like new girl in town, and it gives me a chance to know different people and their personalities. So then when I do see them, I can approach them like, hey, I would like know what to talk to them about or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think what you guys are doing is great because you get to know a little bit about that individual, like who you're wondering how they are and what kind of person they are, and who, if you do want to talk to them or you don't want to talk to them, like I'm going to stay away from that person. Freaking weirdo.
That means a lot because we wanted to genuinely get to meet people and build our network, and doing the show was kind of like it was very extravagant, but it was like an easier way to convince people to come meet strangers.
Yeah.
It's like if I just hit you up online and was like, hey, you want to grab coffee and talk about your store? You'd be like, who the is this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this fruit booter?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I got
Like,
shit to do.
I got shit to do. I don't have
I'm
time
like,
for
Jackie,
your
who is
coffee.
this?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
that's what
You
I
know?
always do. When a random like message me, I'm like, Jackie.
So we really built it up with like all the cameras and the equipment and the good audio, because we wanted to give, like, you coming on the show, it's important for us to let you know how important that is to us. So by giving you kind of like, you know, doing the Instagram posts or being on the website and taking good pictures and like doing all that makes it like worth your while.
Yeah.
And then the third, honestly, like the least benefit of it is that like all these people get to listen to us,
Yep.
get to selfishly get to know you. Like everybody's listening to you now and they know you now.
Uh-oh.
You don't know them.
Yep.
Like the only people that became friends here today are us.
Yep.
But like you now have all these people that listen that are like, I'm going to send my wife to this store.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some nice clothes out.
I'm gonna have your wife looking sexy as
There you
fuck.
go.
Let's
go.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
a
we
wrap.
did it.
That we did the
That was like 2 hours.
Yeah, if you did 2
Cool.
hours, that's like you're
Yeah.
where you're in.
Yeah, you're
If
in.
we kick you out, if
Yeah.
you're under if you're under an hour,
You're like, let's wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we might try it some other time.
I don't
See.
know. We'll try this again.
We'll
I don't know if we have very few of them under an hour,
Yeah, true.
and some of them are because people had to like get in and out. Like Lance Bachman, we were like given.
Oh yeah, that
We
was
were like,
in and out.
you guys, once you sit down, like you got to be out of here by now.
Yeah.
They were very nice to us, but that man's busy, so
He's
we
busy.
respect it. But when you just get sucked into podcast land,
Yeah.
like we've looked up and been like, God damn, that was 4 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, nobody's gonna. We've had to like put out episodes, like 4 episodes from one episode, because we know people aren't listening to 4 hours.
Oh God, no!
But,
Unless
like-
they're like on a long road trip somewhere.
Yeah, but
Like,
those ones are the most rewarding ones for us.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you leave and you're like, dude, we're family now.
Yeah. Yep.
The 4-hour family.
Heard
Dude, we're
that.
2-hour family right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to tell people your real name?
Yes.
Dude, you have to say it though.
You have to say it though.
Alonzette.
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 It's so classy.
That's so cool.
So, what, you got anything to add to this extravaganza?
No, I mean I feel like we can sit here and talk to you forever.
Yeah. me
But
too.
you know,
yeah.
at some point we gotta cut it.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotta go home to my kids and my
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah, you got kids, man.
So, thanks everyone for listening. Make sure we see you out on the event on August 30th. It's always going to be the last Wednesday of the month, except for November and December. We're going to put one in between Thanksgiving and Christmas because, let's be real, nobody's coming out
Yeah.
the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's a joke. And yeah, so we really appreciate everyone that's listening. Shout out to Lonnie and your beautiful store
Yeah,
for
shout out.
making people happy. It's really huge. It's huge what you're doing for people. So if you're trying to look good, check her out. We'll put her social media links in the bio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. It's all just like go down there, click on the link, go to the store, check her out.
Have the champagne ready for y'all. Okay?
There you go.
Yeah. And then, so this is Gilmar Andrew, Lonnie from Lonnie's Closet, and Rambo on the floor. We're out.
Peace out.